And Venezuela could be just the beginning for this administration, with the president floating plans to take action in Cuba, Colombia, and Mexico. And the State Department putting it very bluntly on a post to social media, sharing this image, reading, "This is our hemisphere." NewsNation's Robert Sherman is following it all live in Puerto Rico with the very latest, Robert.
Well, hey there, Nichole. And you even heard Senator Thune mentioning it a brief moment ago, in which he discussed how the United States has really changed this posture here in the hemisphere, that they won't be tolerating any actions that create instability. And they also want to focus more heavily on the Western Hemisphere, as opposed to putting resources into Europe. They want Europe to take care of its own backyard. That's why you have this huge military presence here. It's not just Venezuela, but it is also about ensuring strength and stability here in the region at large, according to the administration. But who else is on the president's radar? What other places are they looking at? Well, here's what the president said explicitly.
Cuba always survived because of Venezuela. Now they won't have that money coming in. Colombia is very sick too, run by a sick man who likes making cocaine and selling it to the United States, and he's not going to be doing it very long, let me tell you. And by the way, you have to do something with Mexico. Mexico has to get their act together. Greenland is covered with Russian and Chinese ships all over the place. We need Greenland from the standpoint of national security.
Well, you heard a whole host of countries in the Western Hemisphere there. Claudia Sheinbaum, president of Mexico, who is in the center of your screen there, has downplayed a lot of these remarks in the past, saying that she wants to cooperate more and more with the United States. Gustavo Petro, on the left, he's the president of Colombia. He has had some fiery rhetoric for President Trump in days, most recently saying, "Come and get me." And then on the far right, you have Mette Frederiksen, who is the Danish prime minister, which oversees Greenland. She has said explicitly that any U.S. actions to take Greenland would be the end of NATO. So there's certainly a lot of eyeballs on this new positioning that the United States is taking in the Western Hemisphere, but the White House is standing by it for the sake of national security. Nichole.
Comments that he doesn't believe there will be elections in Venezuela soon, and he doesn't believe the opposition is best fit to lead that country right now.
Yeah, I mean, this has been the position of the United States. You even heard the president talk about it a little bit, in which he didn't think that Maria Machado might be in a position in order to lead the country. This was the reporting from Reuters here. Read you that headline. CIA concludes regime loyalists best suited to lead Venezuela after Maduro. The opposition in Venezuela does have a large support of the people. But on the one hand, the opposition, such as Edmundo Gonzalez, who you see on the right, Maria Machado on the left there, the opposition leaders are not in the country right now. And still, it's important to remember, in dynamics like this, Venezuela, which is an unstable country, it is the military that really has all of the power in Venezuela. And the military is not with the opposition. They're certainly with the regime at this juncture. That's why it's the White House's position, working with a fractured coalition of the Maduro regime, and putting the threat of force onto the table might yield better results than trying to prop up a government that wouldn't have the support from the beginning.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.